Hello everybody and welcome to the episode 2 of our Flask tutorial. Today we will be seeing what kind of data we can return to the browser using our application. Last time we returned a string saying hi everyone. It was inside a p tag. Our Python code sent it as a string, and it doesn't matter what's inside the string. It could have been HTML code or script code. It really doesn't matter. Our Python will treat it as a string, and when it goes to the browser will treat it accordingly according to its DOM. And now we will test some of the other things, like can we send integers, tuples, lists, dictionaries, and other things. Now if you can see this, you will see the last application we have. I'll just cut this server. Now this is what we had done last time. Now this is a string. We can send string in a variable too. So for example, let me create a variable. Let my var equals to Amrit. My var. So the let and const are for JavaScript and not for Python. I get confused sometimes. So just run Flask run. Now if we run the application, it has given me Amrit. Now let me change this to something like Karki. It has returned Karki. So in this way we can send variables to with the return statement. We can also send in dictionaries, like my var equals to name is Amrit is 20. So let me run this again and see what happens. Now the Flask run application will give me this. Now I'll just refresh this. Now as you can see, the API has returned me a dictionary. Now we can use this dictionary as we can in the JavaScript. We will see that in the later sections of how we can actually use this information in our front end client side. The next thing I want to show you is can we return a list. Now let me make a list. Now the list will have for example Amrit 20. It's fine. Now let me again run this. Now if I refresh this, there is an internal server error. This is because the return type must be a string, dict, tuple, response instance, or a WSGI callable. So we know what is a string, what is a dictionary, what is a tuple. We can return a tuple too, but while returning a tuple, only the first element will be returned. We can actually return a tuple by using a response instance, but that's a topic for another video. Or a WSGI callable, it is also a topic for the video. Now it was a list, so we cannot send list, but we know that we can send string, dict, tuple. So one thing we can do is convert this list to a tuple and convert it to a response and send it, or we can simply use a thing called JSON. So what is JSON? JSON is just a library that converts a list into a string, which we can later reconvert it into a list from the client side. So it is a it will help us send us lists of data into the client side, which later the client can again make it into a list and fetch the data accordingly. So let us import JSON. So what we need to do is we use the function JSON dot dumps. What does it dump? It dumps my variable. So let us now run the application again. Let's refresh. Now we get a list. Now this list is actually a string. So later in our code we need to actually convert it back to a list, or some this modern browsers automatically can even fetch it like a list, and you can work on it accordingly. We'll see how we work on it in the next videos.